All right, what's going on? It's Jay Myrex of Altruist.com. Is there a new machine killer out there? Did Serato just put the final nail in the coffin for machine? We're going to talk about that today. And we're also going to be talking about this drama that we're seeing about this Beatstars thing and how it's supposedly a race to the bottom. We're going to talk about that today in this episode of the Altruist Music Production Podcast. So appreciate y'all for tapping in and stay tuned. We're going to get started in just a moment. Good with y'all. Happy Thursday. It is the Altruist Music Production Podcast. We do this podcast every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. We're going to get started in just a moment. You see the title. You saw what it is. Man, Serato Slab. What's up with that? What's going on, man? What's going on? We got MPC Live 3. We got the Rolling TR1000, and now we got Serato Slab. Oh boy, we gonna get it cracking about that, and we gonna be talking about this Beatstars thing, because Busy Work Beats kind of woke some stuff up, man, and I'm hyped to talk about all of this stuff, man. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. We about to get started in just a few, man. Make sure that you put them emojis in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Put them emojis. Where my emojis at, y'all? Put them emojis. You know what I'm saying? Put them emojis up there. Yes, sir. Shout out to Jared Jackson for them scratches, man. Yes. West up. What's going on with y'all? Happy Thursday. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. We do this show every Thursday at 7 p.m. You know what it is. It is the Altruist Music Production Podcast, and we also going to have an after show tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central. Make sure you tapped in, man. It's on and cracking, man. I'm going to say what's up to folks in the chat. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. As always, man, this is a thing I love to do. I love to get on these streams and chop it up with y'all, man. Let me say what's up to folks in the chat. Let me see here. We got Upbeat Media. What's going on with you? I appreciate you for tapping in. Shout out to my moderator, Upbeat Media, who's going to be holding down the chat today. So make sure y'all follow the instructions. Everything that's going on that we talking about in the show, there'll be links in the in the chat from Upbeat Media, as well as links in the video description if about anything I'm talking about, if there's something that needs to be referenced. So shout out to Upbeat Media for holding us down and laying down the law. Of course, we keep a real nice, cool situation up here in this podcast. No drama, no beef, nothing like that. But we do talk. Sometimes it get a little controversial, but just keep it calm and collective, and we all good, man. But I appreciate y'all for tapping in, and Upbeat Media is our moderator and will be holding us down as far as links and any other instructions. So shout out and salute. Shout out to my true sound creators. I see you up in here. DJ Cool Breeze 5403. Appreciate you. What's going on with you? A true sound creator. DJ Loop Beats, another true sound creator. Kevin M38, another true sound creator. What's going on with y'all? Rodriguez Bailey, what's going on with you, fam? Carbon Vibes, what's good with you, fam? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. Yes, sir. We're going to get into that. Let's see here. William Illington, another true sound creator. What's good with you, fam? Appreciate you. Ruffy and Kick, what's good, man? Another West Coaster. I appreciate you, man. Let's see here. Carbon Vibes, yes, sir. Jared Jackson laid down the scratches with immaculate taste and precision. That I've worked with Jared for a long time, and he's laid scratches on quite a bit of music for me over the years. So shout out to him, man. He actually came by last week out to Houston, man. Another West Coaster came out and visited his boy out here in Houston, man. So shout out to him and salute. Let's see here. Dope Beat Dan, what's good with you, fam? Yes, sir, man. Appreciate y'all, man. So yeah, before we get started, just administrative business, of course. We have this community called True Sound Creators. And True Sound Creators, of course, is a membership on this site, but it also is a community. It's an active community of audio professionals, aspiring audio professionals, aspiring music producers, sound designers, and there's like some heavy hitters in this community that are all part of this. We got some real heavy hitters that are part of the True Sound Creator community that contribute actively. And that's not just a YouTube thing. So we do have our YouTube membership, and if you're interested, you should become a True Sound Creator. Let me tell you about True Sound Creator. True Sound Creator is a membership where you pay a monthly fee. You can choose what level you want. It can be the $4.99 basic plan that gets you the loyalty badges and all the custom emojis that you may see from some of our True Sound Creators, and they get updates and statuses from different things. And we have like members only chats where I've been given a lot of game and information. The True Sound Creators can tell you what we talking about in there. We get it cracking in there. So it's members only live chats, and then of course you get the discounted. You get the Sound Mind ebook discounted, $19.99 as a True Sound Creator. Obviously, we just had the sale. If you didn't take part of the sale, we're gonna talk about that. Also, 50% off the Amplify plugin by Divided Souls, and then we have our True Sound Creator Plus, which adds a few other perks here. 10% off select merchandise off altruist.com, 10% off select packs from MSX Sound Design, 30% off packs from Snipe Young's The Produce Market. And then if you want to see some of that in-studio footage, that studio guest pass footage where you get to kind of hang out and see what's going on in 4K with multiple screens and everything set up so you can see exactly what's going on, become a Studio Guest Pass 4K member. That's how we doing it. But also, let me tell you something. All of our members, regardless of what membership level you're on, get access to our Telegram. We just started a Telegram now where that's a live chat that goes on beyond just this show. We have these chats in the show and you can chat now, but when this show is over, this chat closes. But our Telegram stays open and we chopping it up. We got a lot of dope information in there. Shout out to Langston Massengale, who's in there. Jared Jackson's in there. Busy Works Beats is in there. We got a lot of folks in there that's sharing ideas, information about music tech, music industry, sound, audio engineering, and all that stuff. So consider becoming a member and you get access also to the Telegram. So that's what we doing, man. So I appreciate y'all. Link is right there, link in the video description, but you see the link on the screen right there. Scan the QR code and get it cracking. Yes, sir. Shout out to all the true sound creators, of course. And, shout out to everybody else that's in here. I want to know, did y'all cop anything for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Season? If you did, let me know. Let me know in the chat if you copped anything for Black Friday, Cyber Season, Cyber Week. I want to know. Let me know in the chat. If you're watching this as a replay, let me know in the comments. Did you cop anything for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Week? Let me know. I want to know. There was a lot of great sales. Obviously, shout out to everybody that took advantage of the SoundMind ebook. We had the SoundMind ebook for the lowest price of the year was $16.99. That sale ended this week, but I appreciate everybody that went and copped that book because there's a lot of game in there. A lot of game in there. A lot of game. Yeah, I mean, I know some of y'all copped some stuff besides that, and I want to know what you copped. But some of these sales are no longer available anymore, actually. Like I said, my ebook is not on sale anymore. We'll see when it goes on sale again. We hadn't done a sale like that in quite some time. But some of these sales, you still got a little bit of time. And one in particular I want to talk to you guys about is the sale from Handsome Audio that is happening right now. So you guys may want to check out this Handsome Audio Zulu. This is the 500 series version of Handsome Audio Zulu tape simulator. This is a great deal. They are on sale right now. There is a link in the video description, or you can scan the QR code here. That is an affiliate link, and that will take you to the affiliate site. It supports the channel, doesn't cost you any extra money, but it is an affiliate link, and it will allow us to continue doing what we do on this channel, which is providing the information and providing the conversation and the platform. So I appreciate y'all for using that affiliate link, but these Zulus have changed a lot for me. I've had them for 8 years now, and let me tell you, the Zulu is a game changer as far as giving you analog sound, headroom. I use it for sound design. I use it for mix bus processing. It is amazing on the mix bus. It's amazing for mastering. This is a really good opportunity. It's not the highest priced thing in the market. There are a lot of other things that you can add to your setup, summing mixtures, all kind of crazy stuff that will cost you a lot of money. But the Zulu, oh my gosh, like for the price, you can get a pair of these for less than $700 right now on sale. So use that link in the video description, or use this link that's on screen right here. Make sure you go and check it out. I say get a pair of them. I would highly recommend you get a pair of them. Sale ends December 15th. So make sure that you take advantage of that. Upbeat Media also, can you put a link to the product page so they can check it out? There's more information on the product page. You can check it out. But make sure y'all take advantage of that. That deal is something special. All right. So shout out to Handsome Audio. They did also, did send me they are sending me the 500 series and a couple other things that I'm gonna check out. But I already bought mine. I've had my Zulu for 8 years now. So I've been using it that long, and it is working wonders in the studio. So I appreciate them. Thank you guys for sponsoring this show and providing us with the information and also contributing to the community, man. Langston has been active in the true sound creator community. So shout out to him, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Yeah. Make sure you go check that out. Upbeat Media just put a link in the video description if you're interested in checking out the Zulu 500 series. More information there. Check it out. Go get it. Price is very good. If you don't have any analog, real like signal processing hardware, I know a lot of us got MPCs, but that one right there, that'll change the game as far as like what you can do as far as tracking or mixing is concerned. It's an amazing one. So yeah, check it out, y'all. But yeah, Oh, also, before we get started with all the other stuff, shout out to EA Ski. He just dropped the B50 preamps, man. Collaboration with Thomas Hilby or Tom Hilby. Yeah, man. Yeah. He's doing his thing, man. That's a major thing. Like, we got a music producer that made a product again that's informed by hip hop and his workflow and his sound and his quality standards. So I'm excited. I'm excited for all y'all that actually got the B50 as well. I know he talks a lot about sonics and sound, and I know he ain't playing with that. We've been talking about that B50 for quite some time. I just have to be quiet. I'm one of those guys that know, like, hey, it might be a while before stuff come out. I've worked in music tech. Obviously, you guys know that have watched my channel. I worked at NI for 15 years. So I know a thing or two about being quiet while something is in development. But shout out to EA Ski, man. He sold out. He sold out quickly, and yeah, it's cracking, man. I know those that purchased that are gonna be in for a treat, man. I'm waiting to hear what y'all do with it, man. For real, for real. So shout out, man. All right, you see the title. You see the title. Oh boy. Serato, man. Did this Serato just pull out the, oh my gosh, just came out with the final death blow to Machine? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Those of y'all that are new to the channel, my background in history, just so you know, I was the first R&D hire at Native Instruments North America 15 years ago. And I worked as a sound designer and then later a product manager and digital supply chain manager at Native Instruments. I worked to develop a lot of products there, hundreds of products at this point. And I've worked with a lot of people on different sound content products over the years. But I helped to create the format which is known as machine expansions. So that I wrote the concept document for that. I built out the content strategy for that when that initially released. I also was part of the one of the main or the lead sound designers for the George Duke Soul Treasures library. I worked on a lot of other stuff, including like Studio Drummer, West Africa Library, the Monarch Library, Polyplex, Battery 4, man, a lot of products. I'm just telling you so that you understand the perspective that I'm gonna come with in this video. You can't say that I'm a machine loyalist because I'm beyond a machine loyalist. I help set the foundations of some of the stuff that is in there that will continue to be there. Now, I didn't invent machine. I ain't saying that. Shout out to James Walker Hall. He invented machine. But I was a big part of the development over the past 15 years. And I still use machine. You see it right here, right? You see it right there. I still use machine. It's still part of my setup, Machine MK3. But boy, oh boy, Serato. I think Serato just kind of handed them, oh boy, like something they're gonna have to figure that out. I don't work at NI anymore. I left NI over a year ago now. But I want to talk about this. This Serato Slab is interesting to me. I think when I saw it, it definitely reminds me of Machine in a lot of ways, and we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button if you like this type of conversation. Hit that like button. I think we don't have enough likes yet, so hit the like button. Keep it cracking. Help us out. Help us to be great out here. All right, hit that like button. But let's get to this. So we got this Serato Slab announcement. I'm sure you guys have seen some videos from other creators already. I know I saw one from Av McCree. I saw one from Bolo. I saw one from another content creator. A lot of people have been talking about it. It came out. It was announced last night, I guess. I think that this is another box that has stepped up to the plate to challenge this whole groove box, integrated groove box workflow paradigm. So I'm very interested in that because that market kind of started to slow down. Of course, you had like the push, but even the push went more of the standalone route. They kind of abandoned the we're only an integrated solution and said, no, we got to have a standalone option as well. Now, I don't see a lot of y'all talking about push 3 today, but that's neither here nor there. The market for the integrated solution kind of got a little quiet. Maschine, we ain't had a new Maschine. The MK3 came out 2017. You know what I'm saying? We 9 years into that. Of course, we got the Plus. Y'all don't like the Plus. I hear it all the time. My Plus is back there. It's dope, but it is what it is. But integrated solutions, I think I still use MK3 more than anything because it's an integrated solution, which means I can use it with my computer. And what does that mean? Why do I like integrated solutions more? Well, because I don't have to complain about converters, right? Because that's what this channel does, is complain about converters on devices that come out, because converters. So I don't have to complain about converters on an integrated solution. Why? Because I have my audio interface that I've paid good money for and the converters on that, and it works directly with the audio interface on my computer, and therefore I don't have to worry about the converters on said device because I know what converters I paid for, and I can trust the converters that I've paid for. So that's why I favor integrated solution. It cuts out all the conversations that folks want to talk about, like, oh, this one don't sound like this, or this one got the Burr Brown converter, and this one. Listen, I don't care about none of that. I know which ones I got. Now, I just upgraded to the RME UFXIII, but that's running into my Pure Analog Audio Pure 2. I've got solid converters, solid clocking. But that's why I use integrated solutions, because I have all these converters I pay for. I just need the controller just to give me the hardware and music production feel. So that's why I love the integrated solution more than the standalone. But the market seems to be dominated by standalone hardware. I know a lot of you guys don't want to work with the computer. You don't want to bother with like the distraction on the computer, whatever that means, right? Because I think there's distractions on anything. And if you focused on trying to get your stuff done, you can block out distractions, right? But I know some folks just want something that feels more like an instrument. I get that. And that was what drew me to Maschine ultimately, was it felt more like an instrument at the time than working with just a computer. Because when I had switched over to like working with Logic, I had my time, and I had my MPDs. I still got an MPD over here. I got an MPD 232 or whatever, but it's different when you have a device that really you can get down with, and it sounds good and it feels good and it's playable like an instrument, right? So here we are now with another device that works with the computer, that is an integrated solution that we ain't gonna talk about converters, because the converters are dependent on what you have on your system with that setup. So you ain't gonna hear me talking about, oh, the converters on that's on you. You want it to sound good, that's on you, right? So that's the integrated solution. I think for some of y'all though, the integrated solution is a non-starter, because I think realistically what's happening is you guys want standalone. Some of you guys, not everybody, you guys want standalone, and it's kind of like it's difficult to fully compare something like this Serato Slab to what you get with an MPC Live 3, for example. They're not the same at all, right? They're totally not the same. An MPC Live 3 or even a TR-1000, right? Not even close. Those are standalone systems. Those lean heavily on standalone. They have their own converters. They have their own standalone sequencer that doesn't require a computer. You don't have to hook it up to a computer at all. You can sample into those things. You can work, right? So I don't compare the Serato Slab to the this new set of groove boxes that we got. But I do compare it to Maschine. I definitely compare it to Maschine. Let's have a look at it. Let me stop just talking hypothetically. Let's look at it, right? So this is the Serato Slab, right? And they went on their marketing campaign. They got Track Girl up there. They got a whole bunch of some hitters up there. I seen a couple other folks that I know. I seen my boy DiBiase. Shout out to DiBiase. Stolen Drums. I seen Stolen Drums up there. I also saw someone that I didn't expect, which is Jansport J. And I also saw Sarah up there. So I'm like, oh boy, they went after some of these long time Maschine users. Because let me tell you, Jansport J, he's got a lot of stuff that he be doing, and it's Maschine based. He's been Maschine based for quite some time. Shout out to him. I remember getting him set up years back. But they went after him too. Boy, oh boy. But yeah, this is the first controller made for Serato Studio by Alpha Theta Serato. Slab is the Serato Studio native MIDI pad controller that puts sampling, sequencing, and performance directly into your hands, bringing the raw feel, instinct, and speed of beat making back to its elements. Oh boy. Okay, so I don't have it. I'm reacting to it right now. In case you couldn't tell, I don't have it, right? It looks interesting. I don't use Serato Studio, but I do know a lot of people that use Serato Sample. And I actually knew a lot of people that use Serato Sample inside a Maschine, mind you. I knew a lot of people that would like basically use their Maschine, then pull up Serato Sample to get access to some of that other sample capability and chopping and time stretching and that, of course, the stem separation and all that stuff. They would use that inside of Maschine. I know a lot of people that would work that way. But this is a MIDI controller in the end. One of the things that I can see about this is like, obviously, look at the screen. It doesn't have that huge touch screen or the dual LCD screen that Maschine has or anything like that. So it's definitely not designed for someone that wants to be able to just look at that machine, that device, and do everything from the screen, because it's just not that type of workflow in the end. That this is a device that is integrated with the computer. And I think that Serato made probably a decision on this based upon their understanding of their audience. And what I mean by that is Serato is catering to an audience that they know largely are DJs as well. I think if we want to talk about who this is made for, I think that this product is made for Serato users, people that are DJs, remixers, people that are live performers. But I would argue that a lot of people that are Serato users are accustomed to looking at the computer because they do that all the time when they DJ with Serato. That's a very common part of the workflow. Like you have your laptop, and then you have your Serato controller or your DVS or whatever, and you interact with both things. So they know that their audience, their core audience, is already used to looking at a screen. They don't have to try to make it like, oh, you can just look at this little tiny screen. Most of the modern DJs are looking at a laptop when they perform. So that's why they don't have to focus on, oh, it needs a touch screen and it needs this big display that you can do all this stuff. No, they know their audience. So I think it was the right thing for them not to try to make it like this hardware-based workflow only, right? It is a hybrid integrated workflow. But I think it's not ideal for certain people. But, if you're not a DJ, if you never use Serato, then you don't know. Like a lot of Serato workflow is you're looking at the screen, you're queuing up tracks in there, you're browsing for tracks on the computer. That's very normal for them. So, but that's one of the things I noticed immediately is like, they didn't go in that direction, or let's put a big old screen on it. It's kind of, the screen is kind of closer to what you see on the TR-1000. And, of course, we know TR-1000 is standalone. And, that comes with its own caveats and issues as well, right? That could be a potential workflow issue for some people. But yeah, this screen right here, because it's an integrated system, it totally makes sense. What else? You know, this device has many of the elements that I believe are super, super similar to Machine. It's super similar to what Native Instruments has already built, but it has some advantages, right? So I would say we just talked about some of it. Like this device is kind of built with the DJ in mind. And I think the Machine is not necessarily built with the DJ in mind. And I think that's a big difference. And that's where I feel like Serato was kind of really delivering a serious blow to Native Instruments. And I'll preface that, or I'll qualify that by saying Native Instruments is also a DJ company. They have one of the most innovative platforms in DJ in that DVS world. Tractor Scratch, all of that stuff. Like for a period or a season, Tractor was it. Tractor was the thing. And a lot of DJs were like, yes, Tractor has better this and has better that. Problem is, Native Instruments didn't get around to making sure that the adoption was widespread. So then you had a situation where certain brick and mortars and clubs and whatnot were installing things that made it very simple for a Serato user to just hook up their stuff, bring their equipment, hook directly into the Serato system, and push it. And they could perform and do what they did and take their stuff back. And Serato became the de facto standard for the DJs because of just the adoption and the ease of use and just the connectivity. Like Serato did their homework. They made sure that they got ahead of the clubs and the scenes that would need a DVS system or, some type of, virtual DJing system. And they put their hardware in place and basically put their flag down and say, this is a Serato venue now. So if you got Serato, you're good. But because Native is also a DJ platform or a DJ company, I think that this says a lot, because one of the things that Machine never got to do was truly integrate, like make a real connection between Tractor and Machine. And I feel like Serato has beaten them to the punch now. I feel like Serato has really done the work to make that bridge between the DJ, the remixer, the music producer. It's brought a product to market now that combines those worlds and allows you to use this same hardware directly with Serato. Right? I think this is this part right here. So natively Serato built for flow. So you can use this with Serato, and it's I think them doing that, yeah, it's an official accessory for Serato DJ Pro. That's a big deal. I don't think some of you guys realize how big of a deal it is, because maybe some of you guys don't DJ. But for those that DJ, yeah, having this controller that is an official accessory that just basically makes it plug and play. So if you're a DJ and you want to incorporate live remixing, live beats and whatnot into your performance, this is a solution. So I think this is a direct hit at Native more than MPC Akai, because Akai's not really a DJ company per se. I think that the other thing is Serato sample. the sampler, the sampler that they built with Serato sampler that then turned into the studio has a lot of advantages over what is found in something like a machine. And a lot of people started to prefer the sample chopping and the time stretching and just the ability to quickly manipulate samples. It just had a little bit better of a workflow and overall feel for a lot of people. And that's why you start to see people loading up Serato sample inside Machine and other platforms as a sampler because of the ease of use and the workflow and the sample chopping and all that stuff. And of course, the stem separation. I think this product very much because of the sampler and the stem separation and all that stuff, it lends itself very well to remixing. And I think that's a big deal because a lot of DJs today, especially, want to create mashups, they want to create remixes, they want to leverage things that allow them to tap into culture and then to create things that are new experiences, either live or even released remixes and whatnot that people can enjoy. But I know a lot of DJs want to be able to build something exclusive so that they have an advantage when they go out and play versus other DJs. This platform now creates a tactile format that they can tap into to really create. So I think that this is a product that is very much tapped into DJ culture and will become a very important potential product that shapes the way things are being built for the DJ in the future. I don't know that this, like I said, I don't know that this will have any impact on MPC users yet. Now, it will be interesting. We're just going to extrapolate a little bit. It will be interesting to see if Serato decides to make a standalone version that doesn't require a computer. That will get very interesting. And I'm curious to know if y'all even care about that. But I think if they made a standalone version, then we're gonna have a different conversation. Then obviously, then we got to talk converters and all that stuff. We're gonna talk about that too. But just extrapolating, just thinking, are they gonna come with a standalone at some point? I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see if they go in that direction. Um, I think ultimately one of the advantages that NI probably still has in this domain is this concept of sound library and expansions. Not to toot my own horn. I'm not saying it because of that. It's just a fact that Native Instruments has built a very large library of sounds for Machine exclusively. And then on top of that, you have, of course, now you have the Play series, and you have, of course, Complete and all that stuff. Complete and Play series, that stuff works inside. If you can pull up a VST in studio, you can pull up a VST, wherever, right? So that part I think is not as exclusive, but the Machine expansions, that's more of an exclusive library and experience that I would say is a major advantage still of Machine. Now we'll see if Serato actually spends time to build custom content that is competitive with what is found in Machine. Because I think if they do that, if they spend like very dedicated time to build sample content that is competitive with Machine, then Machine is in trouble. Now I do know that some of the people that make sounds for Serato right now, we got some hitters in here. We see Cook and Soul right here. We got a couple guys that I know that make content for Machine already, like this Essential West Coast Hip Hop one, Essential East Coast Hip Hop, Essential 90s. You see that symbol right there at the top corner? That's MSX Sound Design. Shout out to my bros at MSX Sound Design. So they already make stuff for Machine expansion. I'm the one that brought them into Machine expansion world. So I worked with them. They do great work. they helped us to really build out some great libraries on machine expansions and play series. But yeah, I think if they do more stuff with them, shout out to Decap. I see Jay Field. What's going on with you, Jay Field? I know Jay Field be in here sometimes. Salute. I see Ocean, Jazzy Jeff, the legend. Salute to him. Track Girl. Uh-oh. Look at my dude DB. DiBiase. Stolen Drums. I see y'all, man. So here's the thing. Like, you see these guys right here, like Stolen Drums and DiBiase. Now, I worked with DiBiase a lot. He helped do a lot of machine expansion demos and whatnot. He was one of the guys that I brought in to help us to like really tap into the culture and whatnot at that time. And he did. He was very much a great partner and a great producer to work with to build demos out for machine expansions. But he doesn't have his own machine expansion. He got a Serato expansion, though. Stolen Drums don't have a machine expansion. He got a Serato expansion, though. And I think this is going to be one of the differences. See, Just Blaze, okay? I think this is going to be one of the differences. If they double down on some of this stuff, some of these artists packs that are kind of more tapped into the culture as well, it's going to be a problem for NI, I believe. They got to get that together. So I'm not saying it's a competition, but it is a competition. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to put them against each other. It just is what it is. Serato is here to steal your lunch. So I ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all going to have to figure that out. But I think if Alpha Theta, if Serato wants to really compete in this market, they're going to have to step up the sample library part of it. But I think one of the things that probably will hinder them from that is that DJ culture is largely, there's an emphasis on this whole released record thing. And because released records kind of drive DJ culture, there's still going to be probably a favoring of released records as the main sample content in the end. Like, they want to use records and stuff that people know already and mash it up and build things that are based upon stuff that people already know. So because of that, I think that may be prohibitive for them culturally. That might be the only saving grace for NI, because if not, then if they build out this library and this sampler and this sequencer is better for some people, and I ain't gonna say for everybody, because I still believe that the overall functionality and workflow of the Native Instruments ecosystem is probably gonna still be better for someone that's more into larger virtual instruments, sample libraries, contact, all that stuff. You probably still want to mess with Maschine, but for the remixer, Serato is doing it. Serato is doing it. So question is, is this product for me? Because I know y'all want to know that. Is this product for me? You probably know the answer. I'm not a DJ, so it ain't really for me. I think I don't really do remixes. I've been a Maschine user for like 16 years. Much of my music is not so much dependent on chopping up and slicing released records and whatnot. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with that. I'm a big lover of sample-based music. One of my favorite, some of my favorite producers, DJ Premier, Jay Dilla, Eric Sermon, Pete Rock, Easy Mo B. Like, I love sample-based music. Hank Shockley, Sir Jinx, all of that. I'm a very sample-based music producer, lover, but I'm just not really heavy of a sample-based music producer. So this doesn't really appeal to me as much for my own personal use. And but I can say, if I get back into doing live beat sets, I haven't done a live beat set in probably like 10 years. But the last time I did a live beat set, I will tell you, I used Maschine as a hardware controller to control Ableton. So this, if I was gonna go back out, this might be an option, right? Because this is this is something that it would kind of consolidate the workflow and allow me to just use one application to do it, and an application that might be better suited for the task. Obviously, there's other products, there's the Push, but the Push is way more expensive than this, right? Push is way, way more expensive than this. I think, what is the price on this, guys? I think it's like, oh, that's not the right one. What's the price on Serato Slab? I think it's like $300 now, y'all, right? I think that's what it is, like $300. So I think for the price, somebody put it in the chat. What's the price on Serato Slab? $329. Okay, so if we compare that to what's the price on the Push 3, right? You want the standalone or we want the? I mean, obviously we know the standalone is going to be more expensive. $9.99. Okay, yeah. I wouldn't choose if I'm just gonna do some live shows and whatnot. I'm not choosing this. I'm gonna choose the Slab probably. But I'm not a live performer, so it's not something that I need in my setup right now, personally. But I want to know from y'all, is that something that interests you? Does this Serato Slab make a mark, or does it provide something new to you that you're interested in? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Let's keep that cracking. I want to see if you guys are actually gonna make a move on this or not. I don't plan on making a move, but I'm very curious to see y'all and see if y'all are gonna do it. So that's my thoughts on that. Make sure y'all hit the like button. If you watch this, 94 people in here. Come on, man. What's up? What's up? Hit the like button if you're watching this. All right. If you're enjoying the conversation and the perspective, right? I appreciate y'all for tapping in. But please, man, it costs you nothing to hit the like button. Fam. Appreciate y'all. 39 likes in here, 95 people hit the like button, man. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if it's something that you guys are interested in. But yeah, I see some of y'all talking about the price of the Push and whatnot. Yes, the Push is a whole different thing. It has an audio interface. It's a more complete option for some of y'all, right? So obviously we can't completely compare the two, but I already have an audio interface. I have my computer. There's certain things that I probably could get away with not doing in my setup, and it's probably fine. So, I think the Serato Slab probably would work for me if I wanted to just go out and perform. But that's probably where it stops for me. So for now, I'm not gonna get it. Let me know if y'all gonna get it though. Okay. I know I said I was gonna talk about this Beatstars drama. I want to talk about that a little bit before we transition over. I appreciate y'all. I hope that the perspective I provided gives you a little bit more insight on the game. But yeah, let's talk about this. Talk about this conversation. Some of y'all may have already seen the conversation that's happening. BusyWorks Beats came through and started to lay some really interesting kind of accusations in a way, but I think there are also insights. There's some insights that he has about the BeatStars platform, and I think they need to be looked at. What he's saying needs to be looked into, because I think there's some interesting insight to be had from it. But I think essentially what he did was kind of question the he questioned whether or not the integrity of BeatStars' site was favoring the producer today, and whether it was a platform that was creating a sustainable environment and economy for the music producer. He questioned whether or not BeatStars was essentially creating a race to the bottom with beats. So I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna go to this post he made. We're gonna check it out, and we're gonna talk about that for a little bit. All right. So let me go here. All right, so let's go back to the beginning. All right, so let's see. We should be able to hear that now. Let me make sure we good here. Let me make sure we good here. Yeah, here we go. All right, we're going to play this video. So some of y'all ain't seen this.
Shade to producers, but Beatstars, for example, if you want to just straight put your stuff in front of your competitor, go to Beatstars. I mean, look at this, 50 beats for $30. No shade. Buy one beat, get 14 for free. This beat has AI in it, but they're against AI apparently, unethical AI. But this one definitely has Suno AI in it. 20 pack, pick any 20 beats. Like you're gonna have to basically give away hundreds of beats to even remotely be charted at Beatstars. What is the benefit of going to Beatstars and being on the marketplace? I recommend you guys go to this website. They're basically like the tender for artists and producers. So when you click here, you can actually start curating your own list based off of what you actually like, and it serves you the songs you would actually like. So,
all right. So you're kind of getting into some other platform that he prefers. We ain't gonna get into that, but I think BusyWorks said a lot in less than a minute. He said an awful lot. Do y'all think that there's some validity to what he's saying as far as like the bundles and the packaging that we're seeing on a platform like BeatStars? Do you think that that's a bad thing for the market today for music producers? I have my thoughts on it. I want to know your thoughts though. Like it's like I know I've talked about these bundles and I understand the logic behind it. What they're trying to do is create an opportunity to acquire a customer with a low priced offer that they can easily click on because it's low friction. It's very, very inexpensive. So, and it helps the artist to also kind of get more comfortable with you as a producer because they got now 30, 50, however many beats you're putting in that bundle. You have all that now. And now we kind of have some customer information that we can use to go back and maybe upsell some beats in the future. Strategically, that's what they're trying to do. Right? But I think it definitely hurts people that I can see that aren't using said strategy. Because how do you compete? If you aren't bundling 50 beats for $50, how do you compete when you just have one beat up there for whatever your price is? It ain't $50 probably. You might have one beat for $100 or whatever it is, right? So how do you compete with that? That's the problem, right? How do you compete with bundling when your strategy is not bundling? I think that a lot of people look at BeatStars as kind of like a place for inexpensive beats today, not necessarily a place for high-end, high-quality beats. I think people are just looking for something that they can quickly make music with today. And BeatStars has become a lot of that, a place where you can find a lot of that. There's a lot of music that you can use, and you can get a quick license for a whole bunch of stuff, and you can make music, and you have the ability to release it based on the terms of these different agreements that are in BeatStars. I use BeatStars still. I have music up there, a decent amount, not my whole catalog, but I got some tracks up there, and I do get some sales from time to time. I don't push it heavily, but I do, get a trickle of sales here. Listen, if I'm gonna be frank with y'all, I make enough money on BeatStars to keep staying on BeatStars. If you saw my video talking about the lottery ticket, sometimes you win enough in the lottery just to get another lottery ticket. Well, I make enough on BeatStars to get another year of BeatStars. So it's not like a main revenue driver for me. There's things that I can do to improve that, obviously. And I think what I do like about BeatStars is that it has a lot of mechanics that just make it simple to do the transactions and whatnot. Like I have, the beats are up there. You have the different licenses and different versions, and You have the contracts that are already like predefined and delivered directly based upon which level of license you purchase. So that stuff is amazing. That, you know, if I had to build my own platform or use a different platform, it would take some getting used to make sure that it performs the same way and doesn't have all the friction and all the other costs. Because if you're paying based on bandwidth, like how many people are downloading something and storage and server space and all that, that can get expensive. And I do like that BeatStars kind of streamlines it. You pay a single fee and you get all of that stuff, and you can sell as many beats as you want. And they take, you know, they take what they take for the year, and you don't have to worry about, oh, they're constantly taking stuff from me, right? So that makes it easy. I still recommend that producers do have their own website that they drive traffic to instead of relying solely on a marketplace. I know what BusyWorks Beats was talking about was more of the marketplace, and the problem with discovery on the marketplace and what you're battling against when you're on a marketplace where people are bundling things. But if you can take people to your own website and kind of keep them focused on your products and your value proposition and your sound, I think that bundling behavior doesn't matter so much because your customer doesn't see that. But the problem is, how do you get a customer? How do you get a prospect even to your website, right? There are strategies. There's ways to do that. I think the free download on BeatStars is one of the mechanics that people use. They use a free download, they collect the email, build the email list, and then send new offers to the prospects via email. And then they're directing them away from BeatStars to a dedicated website. That's one strategy. Some of you guys make YouTube channels that are focused on acquiring prospects for beats, and you'll put your untagged beats up, and you'll drive traffic or try to acquire traffic based upon the correct keywords that your prospective customers looking for, and you'll use SEO to get that traffic, and then you'll eventually link them to some type of offer on a different site, or you may just get them subscribed, and hopefully in the future, with subsequent releases, then they may say, okay, let me go to your offer and purchase your beats from your website. So there's mechanics, but ultimately, a lot of folks don't want to deal with that anymore. And I think in this world of AI, it makes it tough. It makes it tough where it's like, is BeatStars still relevant in a world where the artist can just generate their own music that they can own to at least rap or sing on? Is BeatStars still worth the money and the expense when a lot of musicians don't really even care about that licensing stuff anyhow? They just know that they don't want to take down, so they probably say, okay, I'll buy the license because I don't want to release a product and have to take it down because a producer says you can't have that up there. But in this world of generative AI, where we see a lot of musicians, producers, and whatnot already gravitating to it. Everybody's kind of like, oh, you can use this AI product and that AI product, and it's kind of like Splice 3.0, right? Everybody's trying to race to get AI incorporated into their beats and whatnot. But I think artists are going to do the same thing. So, how relevant is BeatStars in 2026? Question for y'all. I'm going to leave that with y'all. Let me know in the chat. Is BeatStars still relevant in 2026, where we're going to be dominated largely by generative AI and other things that allow artists to just make what they want and keep it pushing? Is there room for BeatStars in that environment? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. And we are at the top of the hour, or close to the top of the hour. So we are going to wrap up. This hour went super fast, y'all. This hour was super fast, but I appreciate y'all. We're going to take an intermission, and then we're going to get ready to go to the after show. You know what the after show is? The after show is on the Purple app, so get ready for that. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. The after show will start in 30 minutes. We're going to start at 8:30. So I need a little bit of break. We're going to start at 8:30. So Appreciate y'all for tapping in, and I hope to see y'all at the after show. On the after show, we're gonna be talking. Have y'all seen this this Diddy documentary? Oh boy, oh boy, we gotta talk about this Diddy documentary, and also I don't know, some of y'all, some of my West Coasters, some of my folks that's into like, you know, the dog pound and all that stuff. Have you been seeing what's happening with Snoop and Daz? Oh boy, we got a lot to talk about on the after show. Join me on the Purple app. We finna get it cracking at 8:30 Central Time. So be there, and I appreciate y'all for tapping in as always. Make sure that y'all, you know, keep yourself healthy. I appreciate y'all, and until next time, I want to tell y'all peace and God bless.